How's it? This is Isaac Fox, just your friendly neighborhood multi-dimensional being showing up authentic, raw, messy, and beautiful. This will find the people that it's supposed to find. Love you. Good morning, if you're in Hawaii. So stay curious, man. So what are we curious about? Everything. I don't know about you. I tend to stay curious about everything that I am experiencing. Anytime that I make a decision, I decide, I dissect, I say this is the way things are. It's quite possible I limit myself, the information from my true self, all the information I'm privy to, if my soul wants to share it with me. It's quite possible I limit that information. When I know something to be a certain way, well, if I know it, then it can't be any different. So what new information can I receive? If that's the way it is. So what I do here, for those of you that join, for those of you that see me and watch these things, what I do is I get you to actually just start questioning and being curious so you can start receiving new information. That's all this is. Receiving new information. Hey, Candace. So today, the title, I wrote it down just so I can make sure I say it. One of the greatest lies in personal development exposed. I don't know, kind of catchy. I thought some people might find that interesting. Many people are into personal development. I was into personal development for quite a while. In a way, I still am. But in a no, I'm not really. I'm more into spiritual growth, and I'm going to explain this. So one of the biggest lies that I've seen, one of the greatest lies I've seen in personal development, I don't know if they actually say this, right? However, you go to enough classes and courses and you spend enough money on this stuff, you start to kind of see the theme, like where this is kind of what's there. And it was at least my perception. I don't know what your perception will be. So everything's a interpretation. However, I've seen this in my reality where people are trying to fix something, right? I have to develop my personal development, personal growth, my personal being of who I am. I must improve myself. I must create habits to improve me. Okay, well, there's nothing wrong with that, is there? That's amazing. I mean, I've been doing versions of that for quite a while, 15 years straight. I do it physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Yeah, I haven't stopped. I do it every day. It's my life. It's what I do. I love it. However, what I'm offering you today is the possibility that there's nothing to fix. Well, what? What do you mean there's nothing to fix? I have all these things about myself I don't like. I have all these problems, these issues. I don't have enough money. All right, that's very common. Something wrong with me. Look at all these people. Look at all these successful people that have money. They must know something I don't. They must be doing something. They must be better than me in some way or something. I don't know about that. Hey, Pooja. So, glad you joined today. This is going to be a fun one. Lindsay, hello. So, we're talking about one of the greatest lies in personal development exposed. And I was just talking about the fact that you need to fix yourself, or there's anything to fix. Now, see, here's the thing. If that hits you for a second, you go, what the fuck is he talking about? Or you might struggle or find that challenging. Like, what do you mean there's nothing to fix? Well, we're on to something. So stay curious, right? Just stay curious. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm only offering you some opportunities to see something, to maybe let go of some information that you learned somewhere long time ago. And we can let go of that, be curious about that, and then we might receive some new information. We might see something different. And when we perceive, right, something different in a different way, it can change everything for us. So if there's nothing to fix, then what do I mean? Well, first of all, you have to kind of sit into a place of the possibility. And you don't have to believe, I'm just saying, if you believe it's possible, you don't have to believe it's 100%. If you believe a little bit's possible here, that you are an eternal being of infinite possibilities that only knows itself in truth, that experiences itself in no pain or suffering, and only lives in love, peace, or joy, because what is true can only and ever only be true. And most of us is still in spirit. And there's this piece of ourselves that's here in this three-dimensional version, having this human experience, believing it to be itself to be separate from the source of what we are. Okay, you believe that's possible? If you don't believe that's a little possible, like just a poquito possible, you probably wouldn't be on this call. So moving on. So from where I sit, I believe that is possible. So what in the fuck is that to improve on? If there's a piece of ourselves that only knows itself in truth and can only see itself in what it's made of, which is the frequencies, right, of love, peace, and joy, union, connection, bliss, right? All these amazing frequencies that we really appreciate feeling them when they move through our body, and we call them love and joy and, you know, relaxation and passion and excitement. That's another live. We'll get into that, what that's actually all about, the emotional body. Sensing the frequencies and what that feels like. I teach that all about that in my academy. It's quite amazing to use that as a high sense perception. But if there's a piece of ourselves that is that, then it can only ever be love. Then how do we improve on that? Like, we can't become more of what we already are. Do you see? You guys see that? You following? Right, so if you're coming from that seat, well, maybe I just have to let go of the pieces of myself that I have identified with and separated from the truth of what I am. So maybe there's nothing to fix. Maybe we only need to be curious and start to let go of the pieces. I know, kind of, whoa, hold on a second. So you mean I'm not wrong and I don't have to fix myself? Even these things I don't like about myself? I don't usually really use the words like or dislike. I tend to use prefer, don't prefer. There's reasons for that. Because I have a personality and it's here. And there's things I prefer and there's things I don't. Where did all that come from? I learned it over time. And there's nothing wrong with it. And it guides me in certain aspects, and there's certain things I prefer, and they show up, and it fills me with love and joy and peace and passion, and I feel it, and I move in that direction. I use it. And I have my top 3 values, and I align to my personality's top 3 values: freedom, security, and excellence. And anything I'm doing, I'm aligned to that, which then usually brings me more of what I prefer. It's very fascinating, but what I'm not doing is I'm not trying to get rid of shit. I stopped doing this, actually. I can't lie, right? It's like I used to think I had to fix myself or improve myself. And, you know, here's the thing. I wrote this down. If you quite possibly, think about this. If you focus on fixing and improving yourself, if that's like your main focus, because that's what a lot of people get into personal development for, right? I'm going to just wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Because somebody told them that was the thing to do. Early bird gets the worm and all that shit. Hey, man, when I get up early, I get a lot of shit done too. It's cool, man. Like, there's different ways of doing things. I'm not poo-pooing on anything, all right? I'm just saying, if you're not fucking waking up early and it's not happening for you, man, you're going to discipline and grind yourself fucking into it because somebody fucking else is doing it and it's working for them, and you need to fix your discipline or your motivation That's a made up fucking word, by the way. I do not believe in motivation. I believe, and you can if you want to, I believe in inspiration. So what inspires me? Well, it's not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning and forcing myself to do shit I fucking hate to do, right? And trying to fucking fix myself based in whose idea? Of what? The school I went to, when they told me that a good boy does this and a bad boy does that, and I got punished for things when I stepped out of line, or my family dynamic, or then society, or my job, or whatever, culture I'm living in at that time that says, this is what you should be. And all it gets implanted in the mind. And then we buy into it and we go, well, that's what I should be. And I'm not that. Everything in here, not everything, but these pieces in here are not what I should be. And it feels horrible. So I don't want to feel anything. And it's like, I might as well, what's the point of any of this shit? Because it feels like fucking shit and I have to do all these fucking things. So fuck. So I better fix myself. I better go to these personal development courses and spend tens of thousands of dollars for mindset coaches and all these people in here doing all this shit. And then just completely deny what the fuck it is I'm feeling inside. Because it's all wrong based on the idea that I learned. Most of which I don't even realize that I'm thinking. It's fascinating. You guys don't have to take my word for this, especially if you're really into personal development and it really works for you. It worked for me too. It worked for me until it didn't. Okay? So I'm just offering you the possibility that there's a simpler way of doing this. All right? Much simpler way. Hey, Chad. So if you're constantly focused on fixing and improving yourself, you will be constantly finding shit to fix. Now think about that. What my consciousness focuses on is what shows up in my reality. It's just that way. You guys don't have to take my word for it, but that's the whole point of consciousness, is it can focus. So a lot of things we've got distracted over the noises that we in our mind. We identify and attach with these thoughts, things that we learned somewhere. We focus on these things. So one thing is I need to fix myself, I need to improve myself. So I'm constantly finding ways to improve myself. Okay, so if I'm constantly finding things to fix, then I'm constantly fucking finding shit that's wrong. That doesn't sound like much fun, dude. It wasn't much fun. That's why I stopped doing that. Okay, follow? Well, Isaac, I have all these things that I don't prefer, and life isn't working out the way I want, and these problems are happening, these challenges are happening, and I don't want it to be like that. And there's things that I think I can do to solve that. Well, great. I'm sure there is. What I'm saying is this. Maybe there's nothing to fix. There's only things to become aware of, to relax into and let go of. Stop trying to find things to fix. Because maybe when you stop trying to find things to fix, you might find there's a little more peace, love, and joy in life. I know I did. Once I realized I wasn't inherently wrong, which is a program most people I run into are running. I am wrong. I am bad. I'm the one who doesn't do things the way they are meant to be done. Bad things happen to me. When good things happen to me, bad things happen. Okay. If you guys aren't aware that you're running those belief systems, you're in the right place. This is where you want to be. Wife making noise, brushing our cat. Hi, babe. Just came home. Nothing to fix.
Nothing to fix.
If there's noises, your presence is always welcome. You want us to come give them a wave? You want to say hi to everybody? Oh, she just came from the gym. I think she's adorable all the time. But she's got a little frizz in her hair.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Nothing to fix.
Nothing to fix.
Nothing to fix. And listen, it's when I realized that, I stopped trying to fix my fucking wife. Imagine that. How many people listening right now are in relationships and there's something about your spouse that you, or your partner that you don't prefer, right? I mean, listen, it's just the way it is sometimes, right? And then you try to get them to take classes or courses, or you try to, you're like, I can't do it, it's driving me crazy, they won't change this. Well, when I stopped trying to fix myself, I stopped trying to fix her, and guess what? We have a much more fun relationship now. Once I stopped trying to fix myself, I realized, oh my God, I'm trying to fix my wife and trying to fix everybody else around me. That's exhausting, man. And people don't really appreciate that because it's not coming from a sincere, authentic. It can be sincere, like you might really want to help. But if you're coming from the point that somebody needs to be fixed or something's wrong, and you're fucking talking to somebody like you're trying to fucking help them, they're going to feel the distortion and you will not get the result that you're looking for. And then we might play the game and we might go, oh man, no, like they're resistant. Well, of course they're fucking resistant because you're pushing shit on them like they're fucking wrong. Yeah? This is for all the coaches out there. This is it. This was one of my great lessons in life. I have all this great information and I'm sharing it with people and they're fucking getting irritated with me and I'm like, wow, what the fuck's going on here? Just trying to help these people. Well, I was trying to fix myself, so everything around me needed to be fixed. So if I saw something wrong or a problem, I wanted to fix it for that person. Because there was something wrong. Well, maybe there's not something wrong. Maybe there's nothing to fix. Maybe we just breathe into the experience. Remember who the fuck we are. An eternal being of infinite possibilities that only knows itself in love, peace, and joy. Consciousness, be in presence, and experience what's happening around me. And the things that, the parts that are misaligned from the eternal being of infinite possibilities that only knows itself in love, peace, and joy. The things that are misaligned are going to show up more as anger, fear, and sadness and uncomfortable sensations in the body. And the things that are more aligned are going to fucking show up as relaxation, excitement, passion, love, peace, joy, all these fun emotions we like. Fuck. Wife's doing funny dances at me now. I fucking do that shit to her. I used to do that to her all the time. I thought it was so much funny. It is funny as shit, but it's really annoying too. You're so annoying now. I love it. We've kind of role reversed. It's really fun to do that. Like, it's not like we're doing role playing, even though if you're into that, that's fun too. But we're literally, our energies are shifting, and so I get to live with like myself that I was the last 10 years. Because I've shifted, I'm no longer that, and I get to see that. I go, oh wow, that was actually a really fun guy. And he was kind of fucking annoying too. And he tried to fucking fix everybody. So, I don't know, man. It's kind of like, I went through this school as a 3-year school, and they didn't necessarily teach me this, but this was kind of the theme. It's a 3-year energy healing school, and it was traumas. And we all got these traumas, right? Let's get into traumas now, right? I'm going to scratch the surface on it. Hey, Penny. So for me, I can't talk for anybody else, but it's like, you got to notice the thoughts and dig all the way down to that trauma and be with the inner child. It's not really inner child. It's more like inner children, little frozen pieces of inner children, but that's another story. So teach all that in the academy. So I get down to the trauma and I'm constantly looking for trauma to feel it, to let go of it, to let release. I got to clear it. I got to clear the blocks. I got to let go of the blocks. I got to clear the traumas. And then I was like, wait a second. Maybe there's some traumas there. I've experienced them. Maybe there's some more that are there for me to feel and dissolve back in infinite possibilities, right? To reintegrate. But I'm looking for them constantly. So I'm constantly experiencing traumas over and over and over again. What am I focusing on? Let me focus on just being present, being the consciousness of what I am experiencing this life and this personality of Isaac, right? And stop trying to find traumas to pull them up, to fucking feel them. Like, if they're there, I'll feel them. But I'm not going to focus on it. I'm not going to focus on fixing shit. I'm not going to focus on the problems. All right? That's one thing people do say. Don't focus on the problem. Focus on the solution. All right? That's one thing there's more true ways to say it, but that's true enough for now. Okay? And I realized, like, oh my God, there's so much more fun in life than just trying to improve myself constantly or fix myself constantly or solve problems or heal traumas or release traumas or get rid of blocks. You guys see it? There's an experience. I'm having an experience. I'm in presence, I'm conscious, aware of my thoughts, aware of my feelings, aware of the experience. Okay. What do I feel? Observe the thoughts, let go of the thoughts, feel the feeling. Dissolve. If that was a trauma, dissolve it back into infinite possibilities. It's no longer part of your energy field, nothing to fix. Just let go. Just let go. If you want to know how to let go, come see me. These lives are great. These lives are great. But you might ask, how do I let go? It's actually very, very simple. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do a long one today. I might just do really short ones from now on. Or maybe not. Depends on how much I feel like talking. I'm a little less caffeinated today than normal. I mean, I can just go on and on and on. Like, really. But I've said it all. Like, it's funny because I like to explain things. I really do. I can take something quite profound and explain it in a very simple way. It's part of my personality's expression. It's great. It's a gift. And I've also cultivated it and used it in a more skillful way over the years. And it keeps increasing. I love it. It's fun. It's not improving. The more I remember who I am, the more the divine authentic expression of who I am can come through my personality, divinity and form. Here it is. So the ideas we have, so it's quite possible life's a series of reflections of things we think we know or believe to be true. Okay? And so sometimes in the past, I keep explaining things because I can see maybe someone doesn't get it, or I think maybe somebody doesn't get it. I don't know. I stay curious. And by doing that, what I've noticed is you can take a simplified aspect, which is if you can just keep it simple, when you start over-explaining it, all right, or explain it and getting very mental about it, you go back into the mental realm. And you actually, what does the mind do? The mind, I don't know if you're aware of this, the mind actually complicates things. It takes something very simple and complicates it. That's things we've learned too. Right? Hard work. Discipline and hard work and grind. There's nothing wrong with those things. It works for some people. It's not a cookie cutter. It doesn't work for everybody. And, anything like of value is, like there is to be earned and hard work to put into it. And it's more valuable the harder you work. And these are just the things like we learn. It's like, well, I don't know if that's so true. Like what gives it value? What gives it value is what I believe the value to be. Like, you guys find value showing up on these lives. So you show up. People find value in taking my academy, so they show up and take the academy. Where's the value? And then, are we aligned to our true values, or are we aligned to what other people told us were their values and society's values and what they learned values were? And then we learn through their values, and we're like, well, it doesn't match with my values, but this must be the way it is, so I'm going to detach from my values, which were meant to be yours, by the way, and still are. If you want to find those, let me know. I can help you with those. Very simplified version of this. And then here's the misalignment, other people's values. And if you're having fucking issues and trying to fix yourself and improve yourself and all that shit, you're most likely running in other people's values. Michelle Poplar. So here we are, sitting around, repeating the same simplified version over and over and over again. There's nothing to fix. You don't have to fix yourself. Maybe we just let go. Here's a way I can explain it that's simple, without getting too mental. So, quite possibly what we are, most of us is still in spirit. And that part, that soul, right, has a core frequency. And that core frequency never changes. I know we talk about higher and lower frequencies, right? Higher and better doesn't mean better or worse. Okay? They've shown that, all energy is frequency and tone, right? Frequency. And all energy is consciousness, quite possibly. So there's a core frequency of your unique signature. Maybe that's how we recognize each other as souls, is through our frequencies, right? You don't have faces, right? I don't know. That never changes. And most of you is still in that, it knows that core frequency at all times, right? And that core frequency is coming through the different structures, right? Personality, mental, emotional, all the way through into the physical body, right? Just coming through. It never changes. It's always in what it's always been. It only knows itself in truth. So what is it when I raise my frequency, or if I feel like I'm going in lower frequencies, or somebody's got a low frequency vibe over there? Like, what is that? Well, it's the core frequency that's coming through. It's like whatever lenses your energy, it's like a projector, a light. If there's a smudge on the lens, whatever lens is coming through, whatever energy is coming through the lens, it's going to show up as that distorted energy, that smudge, that lower frequency. And when I don't try to fix it or solve it, when I can look at it and let it go, again, if you want to know how to do that, contact me. I don't know if I can explain it. I can explain it all here. I have explained it all here. Session just might be a little bit more helpful for you, or discovery call. So the misalignment here, I just acknowledge it, bring it back, let it go, bring it back to more of the truth of what I am, more of the truth of my core frequency, and then I raise my frequency. And then because I raise my frequency, I'm able to go to a lower frequency where there was the unconscious, right, pieces, belief systems, and thoughts that I was operating from automatically, that I learned somewhere that I didn't know I was operating from. And then so I'm able to go. That's why a lot of people are like, oh, I'm on this roller coaster. Well, it's more like this. It's like you don't go like this or go down, and like it doesn't work that way. You go up in frequency and go lower in frequency, but you're steady climbing like this. So you're constantly raising your frequency and letting go of the lower frequencies as they show up, the things we don't prefer, the things we want to fix. We integrate them. we raise our frequency, right? We become closer to what it is, our core frequency that never changes, that's just filtering through all those distortions. And when you start really dissolving the distortions, guys, I gotta tell you, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And things that, like, I'm really able to go and find those lower frequencies now. I tell you, they're there. They just, boop, they've always been there. They just show up. Boop, 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 boop. Things that would floor me for 6 months before, like now I can just feel into it sometimes like a half a day, sometimes a couple hours. Dissolved. No longer in my reality. It's amazing. Really is. So the core frequency that's here. So everything that is you is doing its utmost to get to you. Here's the simplified version of what everyone waited around for here. So that's it. Everything that is you is doing its best to get to you. Everything that isn't you, what we call maybe low frequency or things you need to fix, everything that isn't you is doing its best to get away from you. Right? Okay. This is what causes a lot of the issue. The things that are attempting to get away from us, if we have an unconscious belief pattern, right, that's fueled by some thoughts and emotions, some thoughts that we're not fully acknowledging, not aware that we think constantly, right, and some feelings we don't want to feel, and it holds that belief system in place, right? And that belief system, oh, we need this because this is, I've identified. Identify means to make like me. So this is me. I can't let go of this. I can't let go of this, even though it's not what I prefer. Can't let go of it. Yeah, so I'm going to hold on to it. So the things that are not you are trying to get away from you, but we hold on to it through some idea of us thinking that it's us and we need it because somehow it's kept us alive. Maybe it was beneficial in the past. If it's coming up now and it keeps reflecting back to you and it's something you don't prefer, it's most likely not beneficial anymore. Your soul's pretty smart. Your true mind's pretty smart. It's like, let go of this. Over here on the other side, the unknown is what you prefer. We got to go over here now. This is all the known. We're asking you to let go of what you've known. I just did a live on that, I think last week, and it was about positive belief systems. Like sometimes the positive belief systems of, even though they're positive and it's like you've identified and attached to it, sometimes you're asked to let go of that. And that's one thing that I have been noticing over the past 6 months with me, is there was this thing that kept coming up over and over again. And I was like, fuck, what is this? And I'm looking for like a negative fear-based belief system. And it's like, oh shit, this is actually a positive belief system. And I was like, oh, and I let go of it. And just because I let go of it doesn't mean I lose it. It just, I let go of it and then I can receive more of what I am. You know what I mean? So the key is it's not necessarily like this is the piece of it, excuse me. So when we hold on to the things that are attempting to get away from us, through no fault of our own, it's just there, right? You just want to find a practice. That's what I teach in my academy, how to let go of this stuff. What we hold on to holds back what we truly are attempting to get to us, right? So what we truly are is doing its best to get to us. What is not us is doing its best to get away. The things we hold on to holds back the things that are coming to us, that are trying to get to us. So if we let go, path of least resistance, flow, ease, grace. It's there. I've experienced it. It's quite awesome. So I'm just letting go, staying curious and letting go as much as I possibly can these days. If something comes up I don't prefer, I go, great, how is this for me? How is this going to benefit me? Because this is obviously something that I unconsciously had been holding on to that now is in my consciousness and I can be curious about it. I can see, I can bring it back into alignment with my true self, right? Dissolve it back into infinite possibilities, no longer holding on to the piece that's trying to get away from me. So that piece is no longer holding back whatever was trying to get to me. So I can't become more of who I am, but I can experience in this form, I can experience more of who I am because I keep letting go of what I'm not. I stop trying to fix myself and just let go of what I'm not. It's not about, think about it this way. Like, don't do this work like thinking you're becoming something you're not. Do this work with the knowing you're remembering who you've always been. Okay? That's it. That's the shift in perception. It's just more true. You don't have to take my word for it, but it works. These little shifts, it changes everything. Everything. Okay? One of the last things I'll leave you with is, I did want to say this, is in the, trying to fix things and improve ourselves and all that. I've talked plenty about that. Here's the thing. Most of that is mental. It's in the mind. It's the mind trying to fix and improve the mind and what the mind has, the constructs it's created and what it needs to be. Like, I need to be this in order to be okay. Well, that's fine. Most people, right, will stay here until it doesn't work for them anymore. So there's a real difference between mental spirituality and then true spiritual growth. Whereas what I'm sharing with you now is not mental. I'm speaking to you, you're going to acknowledge this and your intellect's going to understand it. But what I'm speaking to you right now is beyond the mental. Okay? And the mind will not heal the mind. We have to let go of the mind in order to really move into the true spiritual growth that most of us on this call and in this group and everyone really in my reality that I run into now is on that path. There's like real spiritual growth where it's feeling and just being in the experience without trying to control it in the mind. I've done plenty of lives on that. So anyways, that's it. Love you guys. Doing my next class here, the Academy first year, showing up July 14th. If you're curious, book a discovery call, me or Candace. If anything, if you just want to get to know me a little bit, book a discovery call, talk to me. I don't care. I love this shit. You can get some juicy, lovey frequencies because that's what I do now. It's just always here. It's the opportunity. So however it shows up for you and whatever you think will work for you, just stop trying to fucking fix yourself. You're all right. Just let go. Okay? Stay curious. Bye. If you like this dope ass shit that I'm laying down, like, subscribe, and share. New Paradigm Healing, baby. Love ya.